Ooh, okay. Okay. What is going on, everyone? It is Foul Play here, and we're back again today playing some more Modern. So today we're going to be picking up the red-white prowess deck that is slowly gaining popularity and putting in those results. So this is utilizing the powerhouse that is Clever Lumomancer, a 0/1 creature for 1 mana with Magecraft of whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So it's sort of like a double prowess, but it only triggers off of instant and sorceries, not non-creature spells like Mishra's Bauble. So yeah, it's pretty powerful. There are occasional turn 2 wins with the deck where you go like Manamorphose, 1 or 2 Manamorphose, a Mutagenic Growth, and then a Boros Charm, and you just get your win right there and then. Yep, so the deck's pretty strong. It's still utilizing your other creatures like Monastery Swiftspear and Soulscour Mage. I'm actually going for the variant with 2 Dreadhorde Arcanist in it, so that should be a pretty powerful card. I think this finally got a ban in Legacy the other day. But yeah, it's definitely scary. And then we've got 3 light up the stages to finish things off. Over on our sideboard, we've got Creature Removal with Path to Exile, Graveyard Hate with Soul Guide Lantern, Revoke Existence for mostly Heliod, Call Firewalker for red matchups, Abrade for Chalice of the Void, and Lurrus to bring stuff back. Alright, that's the deck, guys. Let's get into it. Alright, so we'll just update that screen to the right thing. Done and dusted. Alright, so I have actually played a little bit of blue-red prowess and a little bit of mono-red prowess, but I haven't actually played this deck before. I'm pretty excited. It should be good. Should be a strong deck, right? And while I'm here, I might as well update my Stream Decker as well. I probably need to re-upload the file because I did narrow it down. Alright, export, save. Alright, so that should be updated now. Oops. Alright, looks like it's been successfully updated. So I'll be getting into it shortly, guys. Yeah, my most favorite piece of tech here is probably the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Some people are running a couple of copies of it's like Leonin something or other, a white creature that gives all your creatures prowess, essentially, or all your creatures +1/+1 Magecraft. Alright, so match number 1 here, we're versing FJ Rodman, and we won the Daros. We lost the Daro, pardon me. So we're going to be on the play. A draw. Jeez, I can think. I can talk right now. Definitely the best thing to do when you this with it is to pick up a new deck, right? Alright, so obviously this hand is unkeepable. Says here, my opponent was last seen 11 days ago on a 4-color brew. It's also triple queuing with Strixhaven, Friendly Sealed, and a Legacy League. Okay. Login. Do we keep a hand like this? A 2-liner with Mishra's Bauble. We've got a Lurrus here. I think this could be okay in some matchups, but against potentially something with that many colors, I think I can go one more. Look for something better. Alright, we're going to have to keep this. It's still not fantastic. Ditch Boros Charm. Ditch Lava Dart. Keep the rest. I might keep Lava Dart over Lightning Bolt because if my opponent's got effects like a Noble Hierarch or a Birds of Paradise, it's pretty strong. Maybe even Arbor Elf. Looks like Amulet. Oh, and that is the top deck right there. Let's go. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a turn 2 kill, but I mean, we can still dream, right? Oh, they're already shaking in their boots. Amulet of Vigor, sure. Yasuva copy Castle, gets untapped, yep. Boreal Grazer, alright, that's going to put some blocking fodder on the board. Talaria West coming down. Mutagenic Growth, great find, actually. Let's just get a mountain. Our life total might end up mattering. Just gonna go red here. I don't think we want to go red-white. There's probably not enough cards in the deck. Alright, so we are going to be losing some cards from the graveyard. Double Mutagenic does give us a lot of damage if he for some reason doesn't block, but of course our opponent is not that silly. There in that spot, obviously the Lightning Bolt we bottomed would have been better. But I had no information that he was on Titan, so we couldn't have known that. Speaking of Titan, here he comes. Coming to ruin all our fun. I mean, if we find Boros Charm, we can't quite kill them because we get... Each of these are worth 4. We're like one mana Morphos off killing them. If we find Boros Charm. Alright, casually getting hit for that 8. Yeah, let's go. More lands. Get your lands, opponent. Get ready for that Radiant Fountain, chat. Oh, no Radiant Fountain. Simic Growth Chamber Valakut. That's sort of scary. If he's getting Valakut, I smell a Dryad. Then he can play an extra land and potentially shoot out our guy. Here it comes. Alright, should be pretty Slayer's Stronghold proof right now. And by that I mean Valakut proof. I don't know. We mobbed to 5 and a lot of our tempo got taken away. Opponent's hand was crazy fast as well. Cool. Well, we'll just concede. There's no point showing any more to our opponent. He's got too much of a board presence. He's still at 19. And we're just dead to attacks next turn as well. Okay, so cards we're going to want in this matchup. So Abrade gets rid of Amulet. Revoke gets rid of Amulet and Dryad of Elysian Grove. So I like Revoke a little bit better. Of course, Path gets rid of Dryad and also Primeval Titan. We don't have anything for like big mana decks, right? I guess a Braid also gets rid of their like annoying blockers. I think this is a bad matchup for Lava Dart, right? Because what's that killing? Just nothing. Alright, we'll bring in the 2 Braids for now, just in case. Alright, so cards to remove. Don't forget we are on the play. We've got like a lot of artifact hate here between these cards though. Abrade doesn't kill Dryad of Elysian Grove, so I guess it's just probably weaker than Revoke. Crash Through would have actually been very nice that game. Let's remove one light up the stage. Maybe a Dreadhorde Arcanist. As much as I want to go crazy with Dreadhorde, our other creatures are the ones that are realistically going to be winning us the games. Alright, great. Fantastic hand, let's keep. We're probably lacking a bit of damage because we've only got one prowess creature, but it's a good combination of land and spells. And I'm not going to complain. I think we can just start off by fetching a mountain, conserving a bit of life, attacking. And we get rewarded if we wait on this mutagenic growth a decent amount, so I don't really see any point firing that off. Can definitely have bigger turns. Hopefully we didn't over-sideboard. Guess we'll have to see if removing Lava Dart is bad or not, though. Boreal Grazer didn't take long. Radiant Fountain, oh boy. Opponent with a natty Radiant Fountain off their 6. I guess at least they had to mulligan once for it. Alright, we'll kill the thing. Prowess trigger. I mean, we can't go the distance. If we keep drawing lands, we're stuffed. Alright, Revoke Existence will have a target. Remember, this is sorcery speed. Alright, Valakut comes down. Opponent access to 2 mana. Nothing much to do this turn with it, though. They could be holding up Path or... yeah, mostly Path in that spot, right? So, go ahead and destroy this. Now we get our attack happening. Then we can play the Lumimancer. And hopefully it lives till next turn. And then we can combo Mutagenic Growth with our creatures and maybe something else. We don't have anything good to recur from our graveyard either with the Lurrus. Oh boy, goodbye Radiant Fountain. Okay, opponent's going to gain a lot of life now. Extra 2 life a turn that we're battling against here. Wow, what the hell are these draws, man? Alright, so unfortunately we have to target the Clever Lumimancer if we want to kill the Dryad of Elysian Grove, which we do. So that's all of that. And technically I mistapped my lands there, but I'm not really that fussed about that. There's nothing in our graveyard we can get back. I mean, we do have Path to Exile, but prime time as well, sure. One card left in our opponent's hand, but he's already ridiculously far ahead. Great, so chump blockers and more life gain. Oh god. Not like this, chat. Not like this. Okay. Maybe we can rip multiple mutagenic growths in a row, and all of a sudden starting out these lava darts looks awful against these plant tokens, so that's pretty rip. Alright, cool. Well, that's GG. We're going to move on to the next one. He just gets Dried of Lycian Grove, attacks, triggers, destroys everything. Like, there's no need to play that one out any further. Damn, that felt like really awkward, but at the same time, I don't think we had a good 7. Or even like a good 6 for against Titan. Interesting. Because, like, I played a bit of Blue-Red Pro-S, and it seems to go okay into the long game because it's got those flying creatures, right? The Sprite Dragon, the Stormwing Entity. But yeah, this feels a lot more Glass Cannon. I think we have to be more selective about what hands we keep. Maybe a bit more careful sideboarding-wise. Alright, match number 2. We won the die roll this time versus Garrick 911. We've got a 1 creature hand we can keep. We'll keep our white secret for now. We'll save the Mish's Bauble for a prowess trigger next turn. Cast Mish's Bauble, prowess trigger. Look at our opponent's library. Rain in 6, okay. It's Lightning Bolt plus light up the stage. I think anything we're doing is just sort of resolving here. And like, usually people in this spot just will like attack and go for the light up the stage post combat and like the red prowess stacks there. I kind of like getting the damage down though, personally. We're sort of rewarded as well because we hit land spell and not like double land. So maybe it's a risky play, but again, I like it. So Arbor Elf. So we're versing likely a Ponza deck. He's playing that Arbor Elf straight into a Lava Dart. See another card, Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, so yeah, we can extrapolate prowess from that information. So if we go for lethal here, can we get it? We can Mutagenic Growth, which is essentially 3 damage. Flashback Lava Dart, which will deal 1 there, take us up to 7. So then we've got lethal. Okay. Sack a Mountain. Target creature gains double strike. Mutagenic Growth. So, alright, not bad. Turn 3 kill. Whew. Ponza. Well, Cold Firewalker is like good against their removal, but it's bad against their moon effects. The question is, will they be taking out their moon effects? And I don't think that they will. Do we want to just like hedge out of white here, maybe? Because we could remove our white, then bring in removal like a braid. But then we don't have quite enough cards to bring in. So Ponza decks at the moment are more on Blood Moon than Magus of the Moon. We've also got Manamorphose to help us cast through Blood Moon, so I guess having white's probably fine. Alright, let's bring in our core firewalkers then. Path to Exile, like, I could see being useful, but none of their creatures that big unless they go to like that Elder Worm creature thing that makes the tokens and has Vigilance Reach and draws some cards and whatever else. I think we mostly want to just be efficient. So if we bring this in, what are we taking out? Probably Dreadhorde Arcanist. And then maybe Mutagen Growth seems like good into them, actually. Maybe one Boros Charm because we already have Crash Through for cheaper without Manamorphose enabling. Alright, we'll go with that. Like, probably won't win us the game, honestly. We can protect against a lightning bolt effect, but what after that? I guess we keep because we have light up the stage, but this is very land heavy and I can definitely see us losing a lot here. Fuck. Maybe I should just never say land heavy. Never mention myself having too many lands. Play out a guy. We're probably getting lightning bolted. Basic forest. So obviously they can go for a stomp here as well. Flame slash. Keep our creature alive so we can light up the stage next turn. Yeah, it's like sad though because that's like 4 damage missed at the same time. Alright, that seems good though. We'll crash through. I don't think I want to like fetch shock beforehand. Our life total might actually matter this game. Alright, so now I'm gonna like fetch a basic. We could like shock to hedge into like a white creature. I guess if we're playing right because we've got the core firewalker, we're gonna want to resolve it if we can. So technically I think it's right here to Sacred Foundry. Lumimancer Bolt. Okay. Rain in 6, sure. Oh, don't tell me he's missing a land drop. I guess not. Look at that grave. He's never missing a land drop there. Not with Rennie Boy. Alright, we find the Firewalker. Interesting. Well, Inspiring Vantage will come in tapped if we don't play it this turn. We probably don't... we kind of care about Ren and 6 because it kills Luvamancer. Just takes like so much of our damage to deal with Ren and 6 though. Be nice if we weren't so flooded, but we do have Firewalker here. I guess even if Luvamancer goes to the graveyard, we can get it back with Lurrus as long as they don't Blood Moon. Let's just kill the Ren and 6. It feels bad being like a burn deck. I guess technically we're a prowess deck, but it feels bad doing that still. Alright, and we need to play the Lumimancer there or else it goes away forever. So... Bloodbraid Elf. Here he comes. Oh, it's the spider thing? Okay. That spider thing seems good against us. Alright, we'll cast Misha's Bobble. Look at our opponent's top of their library. They've got a Flame Slash. Alright, I guess we Sunbait Canyon, cast Core Firewalker, and then we can cycle the Sunbait Canyon. We can attack their bluffing, but we really don't want to, because then we just give away a creature for free. Alright, I'm not minding all these Lumimancers. Yes. Seasoned Pyromancer found off the Bloodbraid Elf. That's pretty good value. Discarding double Blood Moon. Yikes. Okay. Alright, Luris to hand. I don't see how we're winning here. He's probably got more removal than what we can deal with. We've got like a good blocker in the Firewalker, but we need to start ripping removal, and even if we rip our removal, this thing's just going to be an issue. Colossus is definitely an issue. Holy cow. Revoke Existence OP, sitting there in the sideboard. Luris, cast Misha's Bubble. Top card of our opponent's library. Arbor Elf, sure. Always yes, always yield. Well, we do have a scary board state. Luris is probably the #1 creature that gets killed to a removal spell. And they had a Flame Slash. Was that the same Flame Slash that they cast or not? I feel like there's a world where we go wide. Like, if we Lava Dart and start shooting down their creatures, I mean, they get insects if we do that. We need to deal with that thing first. Alright, they got Khan Great Creator Package. That's bad. Bye, Luris. You served us well, my friend. Anything. I mean, it's something. It's not great. Wait, we're supposed to play the Core Firewalker first so we gain extra life there. Or we missed out on 1 life gain. Hopefully we don't lose the game by 1 life. Any kind of removal now. Any kind. Bye, Luris, my friend. Double goodbye. Khan the Great Creator. Here's the I hate people attacking card. as well as just being extremely good in almost any other circumstance. You wouldn't believe it. 18 land deck. We're still hitting them. Still hitting them. Alright, let's look for an attack. Let's attack our opponent, see what he does. And I mean, this Colossus is going to get value. This thing's going to get value. This thing's going to go to the graveyard, then make tokens. And we're facing down a Wormcoil next turn. I guess we could have assumed he had Khan package, because that's what most of the Ponza decks are doing at the moment. Pedro Felipe, you need to have a Storm-like turn to get through with a Crash through. I mean, yeah, it's just not happening. I'm like forcing it super hard here, but it's seriously just not happening. Although he's doing a lot of blocking. Alright, we have to stack all these triggers. Always yield, always yield, always yield. Alright, I'd like to say our opponent lost more than we did there. Maybe. Just gonna leave the Arid Mesa in hand for information here, because I mean, the deck thinning variance is extremely minuscule as opposed to me pretending I have a spell. Wormcoil Engine is probably our death sentence. They're revealing next. Liquid Metal Coating. Batter Skull as well. Far out, man. Thought I said always yes to this thing. Oh well. Let's go ahead and reaffirm that. And we might as well do red-white, because, you know, Boros Charm. We actually trade with the Wormcoil Engine here. Which, I mean, it's something. I still don't think we're favored, though. Not with all these damn spider tokens. I think this is just a go to game 3 scenario. Sideboard slightly differently, maybe. Any advice on what I should be sideboarding in here, Pedro? You've kind of do stuff now. Looks like maybe they just took out their Blood Moons for this thing, so maybe we want Path. Khan is still doing stuff. Now we got a battle against Batterskull. Like, Jesus, man. The living weapon. Alright, we'll concede there. Alright, so, sideboarding wise, let's have a look-see. Cards that now do stuff. If the game's gonna go long, I don't hate Dreadhorde Arcanist. It's just like, what are we taking out? If we remove light up the stage, we lose a whole bunch of like our clock, right? You don't like the core against Ponza. Your side in mono red prowess is no side, just go in. Okay. Okay, thanks for the advice. I figured he was going to be removing my creatures a lot, but you could be onto something. I like the crash through here. The trample seems good. We remove that. Maybe I'm like going too hard on interaction here. This still seems like a lot of interaction. I think overall a Braid is probably less risky than Revoke. Although Revoke deals with Clothis. But Mulligan didn't want you to win that many lands anyway. Yeah, well, I mean, we had 18 lands in our deck, and I'm pretty sure we hit more lands than instants and sorceries. Just as well, though, because our opponent had that spider, right? Yeah, no, not really. Maybe like 2 Boros Charm. Like, Lava Dart can be terrible, and it can be great. Minus mutagenic. I don't know, minus a Dreadhorde. Let's go with that. Whatever this list is. Whatever this 60 card pile is. I don't have the brain capacity at the moment. Alright, this looks good. We're going to keep. Turn 1 Lumimancer. We're missing the Boros Charm, right? I think it's like literally if we hit the Boros Charm, we have the turn 2 kill. Play the Mishra's Bauble now. Guess technically I can do that before the Lumimancer. I don't mind a Dreadhorde Arcanist. That seems strong. I'm pretty sure we just protect our guy. Alright, well, we miss out on a bunch of damage. We miss out on a potential kill here, but our guy is alive. Oh, we hit the Boros Charm as well. It's super rip. Always yield. Guess we go red-white now. Get our Arcanist down. We didn't have the kill with Boros Charm. Not without our mutagenic growth rip. Arbor Elf hits. Topia Sprawl, yeah. But you don't think you want to over sideboard against Ponza, which is already a good match? Okay. Let's get our attacks happening. Target our guy. Opponent, any blocks? Yes to the blocks. Already played a land. We can Lurrus to hand here. I think I like Lurrus to hand over holding up Boros Charm for stuff. Opponent fetching very quickly here. Either means Bloodbraid or something worse. That thing. Sure. So if we lure us this turn, we can get Mishra's Bobble going now, but we can't protect it with Boros Charm. If we just attack now and he blocks, we can give double strike and hurt him, and either way we can give double strike or deal 4 damage. We're getting close to killing with Boros Charms actually. Alright, maybe because we took a while to think, he might just like block. Alright, I'll just play this slow then. Bloodbraid Elf. Hitting that Trini Sphere? Oh god, no. That's not great. He sided in Trini Sphere when he's got the Khans. What the hell, man? Soul Scout Mage is okay. If we play Lurrus now, we get no value off it. What a bad beat, dude. So this is pretty garbage at 3 mana and not coming in untapped. What can we do? Not a whole lot. Wait until we draw a burn spell and burn him out in the face. We're like not that far away from it. Alright, we're going long. Sorry, chat. Has anyone ever seen a 9 mana Mishra's Bobble before? Because we might be seeing it this game. 3 mana Lurrus to hand, 3 mana cast Lurrus, and 3 mana to cast the Mishra's Bobble. That is awful. Season Pyromancer. Here come the goods. Why does it never show us the cards he discarded? He discarded Arbor Elf then for an elemental token. Renin 6, sure. So is my mode like just burn him out? I think my mode is just burn him out. Let's end step cycle this Sunbait Canyon. That doesn't help my decision making. I'm just going to go for the burn plan. It's got so many tokens, I'm not attacking through anyway. I mean, we could crash through and stuff. Alright, pass the turn. Now we're hitting all our creatures in like turn 5, turn 6. It's exactly what we want. I smell a stomp. Whatever. It's got nothing to return from the graveyard anyway. I really don't care about that. Opponent with a big attack here. We'll do our clicks. See, Renin 6 active yet? Activates ability with Renin 6. Yes, he has. Alright. So, Lightning Bolt off the top and we win. Anything else and we probably lose. Fuck me, man. It's absolute garbage. Fucking Trinisphere ruining our day. I think we actually had a game before that card came down. Sure. I can't randomly cast this for less. No, I can't. Okay. Just checking. Trinisphere broken. This is like just such a legacy card. It's always so odd to see it in Modern. For fuck's sake, what don't you have in your hand, man? Alright, well that's a big lose. You got a class now. Good luck with the ending. Hope you draw the last bolt. Sorry, man. Opponent beat us beforehand. Thanks for joining, though. Enjoy your class, mate. Oof. Alright, so maybe we like over sideboarded a little bit there, but like Trinisphere absolute standout there to stuff our Lurus up altogether. I guess I just needed to jam it on the turn it was in hand rather than trying to wait for the Boros Charm protection. Just jam it in the Misha's Bobble and at least dig a card deeper. Because with the Lava Dart we were, I guess, like 2 damage off, but we're getting closer. Bad beats. Alright. So onwards to match number 3 in the losers bracket. Good times. And yeah, like, I think for the most part, whatever decks we're versing in the losers bracket, we should do okay against. But yeah, like, overall, like, so far, I'm really not impressed with this deck, and I can see why Blue-Red has still got this significantly higher play rate. Like, on top 8 at the moment. Wait, it's not significantly better, it's like 6% to 5%. Interesting stuff. Wonder, like, how broken Magic's going to be after Modern Horizons 2 comes out, because we all know how much Modern Horizons 1 shook up Modern, right? Like, that was the birth of Lava Dart into Modern, and these prowess decks actually being a competitive thing. Before them, they were, like, sort of a meme deck, right? Then Throne of Eldraine to follow that. With its crazy stuff. But yeah, Blue-Red Prowess actually got, like, a really, really powerful addition. What's the name of the card? I'll just have a quick look for it. Expressive Iteration. So it's actually, yeah, pretty strong card. What's the benefit of Trinisphere over Damping Sphere? Alright, so I guess there's a few benefits. So first of all, it hurts decks like Prowess or Burn more because it makes you have that 3 mana threshold. It's probably more common. Like, both are good against Storm. Against big mana decks, Damping Sphere is better. Against small mana decks, I'd say Trinisphere is better. Doesn't die to Abrupt Decay, which is perhaps a little bit narrow. I think it's probably the reason that they've got that one in there, the Trinisphere in there, is either because they specifically want to beat decks that like Prowess, or that it's just like a leftover from the Tron sideboard packages from Eldrazi Tron and like normal Tron, because of course like Tron decks don't want to nerf their own mana base, so it could just be a leftover from that. We see this 1 mana hand, which in my opinion is worth a keep. We do have Crash Through to help us find everything. Find our land maybe, but hopefully we just like naturally draw the land right. Alright, we'll play our guy, we'll pass the turn. And of course we're on the play here against Rudberg. I mean, does that sort of make sense, Gerber? Welcome back, by the way. Good to see you here again. Flame Slash Mirror Match. Dreadhard Arcanist. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Can we hit our land drop? Oh, we lose. These like Metamorphos are like so bad without a creature on the board. And opponents are Bosch prowess and mono red prowess. Rip. Wait, yeah, you're right. Right, you are. It does die to abrupt decay. I'm a pony. I'm an absolute spastic. That is an incorrect statement. Cool. Still won 1 mana. Pass that turn to the opponent. Good to be back. It's hard to catch the stream because it's 6 AM here. Man, you start earlier than I do. At best, I'm getting up at 7. At best. Alright, Season Pyromancer. So we're battling against Blast Zone, Lava Darts, and whatever else. The Season Pyromancer is pretty good against us, honestly. These chump blocks are pretty gross. Probably want to save the mutagenic growth for defensive effects. Let's see how he blocks. And then we can decide what to do with Lava Dart. He doesn't block at all. That seems odd. I'm actually a little bit terrified right now. It's probably not a good use of my prowess, but I want to use my mana, especially because I'm so land screwed, so I'm going to go for it. You got work soon, Gerber? Alright, we'll have to decide, see what our opponent decides to do. We have mutagenic growth interaction, but obviously that's better on the offensive than the defensive. We hit land, we can, Metamorphose a bit. Second Season Pyromancer. Sheesh, man. We're getting gamed here. Mountain Season Pyromancer discarded. Maybe he's flooded. He's not killed our Soulscale Mage yet, so maybe he's flooded. Take some damage. I don't see how we're ever winning through these elemental tokens. No, you've got the day off. Sick, man. I am very jealous of you. Although my work was pretty quiet today. It sort of went a little bit interesting though, because one of our machines sort of decided to die on us, which wasn't great. Do we want to do anything pre-combat here? Think we Metamorphose? Yeah, one of the machines, we plugged it in. It's called a homogenizer. It's used to combine oil and water together. And it sort of decided to die on us today when we plugged it in. Alright, Crash Through is good. We might be able to get close to the damage we need now. We plugged it, it was plugged in and we turned the power point on and then it just started sparking at the power point on the negative terminal. Which obviously isn't ideal. Alright, we've actually hit land for next turn, which is nice. Sort of makes me want to flashback this lava dart. We lightning bolt our opponent using that mana. Attack here like this. We flashback lava dart, we get an extra 3 damage. Mutagenic growth equals an extra 3 damage. So we can potentially do 11. Which puts our opponent dead to Boros Charm. Alright, let's go for that. Because we're going to take 6 damage here. And yeah, so I just yanked the PowerPoint cord out of the wall. I wasn't really like keen to flick the switch off. It was just a normal normal PowerPoint socket, no 3-phase for this. And just yanked the cord out of the wall. And then yeah, we just used a different homogenizer. Alright, let's see how much damage we take here. We're probably dead. If we go to 3, we're okay. Well, not ideal. I'll be starting a new job in a week, so you might be able to catch the stream very often. Oh, that's good if you can hang out a little bit more, man. That'd be sweet. But yeah, moving onwards and upwards with the new job, man. Okay, so we just like got completely out-tempoed here from like one player hitting their lands, one player not. We could have gone after their creatures, but again, eh. Alright, mono red prowess. Creature removal's like normally good here. We're on the play. I kind of think a braid's gonna be okay. Path is probably too deep. Dreadhard Arcanist seems okay if it lives. If it doesn't, it seems bad. Actually, Path seems good against Seasoned Pyromancer, so I think we can bring that in. We're probably not bringing in that and a Braid, though. What's like noise cards? Manamorphose is a noise card. It's kind of good, though. Eh. Dreadhard Arcanist is probably just not going to cut it. Alright, we'll submit that and get in. But yeah, I mean, fortunately we had like a different homogenizer. It's like lower power, but it's it works at the same time. And yeah, like the question was like, because I pulled apart the circuitry and the circuitry wasn't fried. And the question becomes, this is definitely okay. Question becomes, was it the power board or the PowerPoint socket that fried out, or was it the power cord or plug between that and the machine? Because if the circuitry and the machine wasn't fried, no fuses were tripped. Can't be anything too sinister. Run it with the Swift Spear. Attacking us, sure, we'll take. What do you do with an oil-water mixture? Alright, so we like blend it together and make skincare products like moisturizers and whatever else. It's called a homogenizer. It literally like uses a shearing force to force water and oil together, and then because like normally they don't want to interact with each other, right? Alright, it's another Metamorphose. Seems good. We've just got the kill here. Red, white. Double strike. Mutagenic growth. Alright, we literally got the combo. Just got to make sure we attack here. So that's the gimmick. That's the reason to play white. Those turn 2 kills. Feels like I'm playing Infect again. And the opponent concedes. Bargain. Alright. So anything we want to change here? I think like Lumimancer or Mish's Bobble loses value here. I don't think Mish's Bobble is actually very good in this matchup. I might just remove all 4 copies. Bring in a Braid, bring in Metamorphose, bring in... Wait, Core Firewalk is great in this matchup. So Deadhold Arcanist can stay out. Minus a Metamorphose, I suppose. Maybe minus a Crash Through or a Land, question mark. Might just minus 2 Metamorphose. It makes sense. You work in manufacturing as well. Looking to become a welder. Okay, so you're looking to become... What do they call welders? Boilermakers? At least that's what they call them here in Australia. I know like a couple of people that do that. I mean, it pays well in Australia. Hopefully it pays well from where you are as well. Alright, the sound seems like a keep. I think we ditched the noise like mutagenic growth. Honestly, I don't know how good Lava Dart is. Like, this matchup's about having your creatures on the board. Yeah. Like, so medium about this. What's opponent kept? Opponent's kept 7. Of course he has. Okay, ditch Mountain. Still doesn't seem good. Ditch Soul Scale Mage, I think. If you got a particular passion for making anything in particular, man? I think I'm gonna pass and like save my Swift Spear, as strange as that might sound. You can hold up Lava Dart and Lightning Bolt interaction, so we might not go for like the nuts, right? And like, as with the Infect matchup here, I'm not going to look to kill my opponent's creatures instant speed. Live in the US and they pay pretty well, similar to other trades like plumbing and electrician, yeah. Well, trades are like super important. For like most countries, right? Alright, we pray for no Kozilek's return, and we're very sad. Because, yeah, like, literally you can make housing affordable just by having, like, trades be something people are incentivized into doing. If we block here, our opponent can stop us from preventing damage with his Stomp, which is bad. Find Lumimancer, which is okay. So how do we want to navigate this game? Lure us to hand? And slow it down because we gain life, I guess. I don't really like playing things out here or attacking, so we're going to go with that. Lava Dart's not the most efficient removal spells for creatures either. Opponent puts their Lurus to hand, or their Overwatch to hand now, pardon me. Always yes, always yield. Are you looking at doing commercial stuff or industrial stuff, Gerber? Play our stuff. Pass the turn. You do enjoy making things by hand. You haven't started welding yet, but starting school in July. Okay, cool. That's not too far away. Best of luck with it. Going after Lumimancer here. We're going to go after a Soul Scale Mage. Always yield. Always yield. Opponent can like mutagenic growth here to sort of like blow us out, but us fighting over Lumimancer is reasonable. Looking to work for a company that makes fitness equipment. Oh, cool. I actually, when I finished year 12 back in 07, I ended up going into like studying personal training and working in it for a little while until I injured my ankle. And like when I injured my ankle, I couldn't walk on it, which was kind of awkward. And as a result, I pretty much like lost the job as like a group fitness trainer at the time. And then found myself working for a post office, actually delivering mail. And that was good, like rehab for my ankle in a way, because you're like putting weight on it and everything. And yeah, then I decided to go to uni and study a Bachelor of Health Sciences, hoping to get into physiotherapy. Pretty much like flunked out of university, and now I'm just working in a completely unrelated field. But yeah, fitness equipment is like good. Like, it's an industry that's not going away. Hopefully you work for one of the companies that makes like good quality fitness equipment as well. Opponent Blast Zone on 1. Lame. Flame Slash on Lumimancer. I mean, yeah, I'll take it. Whatever. We gain life. We're on 23 still. We probably want to start serving him with this core Firewalker now. 3 cards in hand for opponent. Do you know Rogue Fitness by chance? They're a big in CrossFit equipment. I don't know Rogue Fitness. I like when I was doing personal training stuff, like I would have finished by 2010, so that's almost 11 years ago. I will say, with like CrossFit trainers, I'm not the biggest fan of those in particular. Opponent with the mana to active Blast Zone. Let's just go to attacks. He can't block this. Why am I scared about protection from red with like Stomp? I should just be clocking my opponent. I'm an idiot. But yeah, like CrossFit machines, I'm not the biggest fan of personally. Because like biomechanically, they don't make a lot of sense to me. When you like conventionally run, your feet will like cross over like that. Even though when you stand, they don't cross over. When you're running, they cross over to keep that center of gravity going. So you don't lose your balance and all that. But yeah, like for me, they're supposed to be like lower pressure on the knees, but for me, I'm like really not a fan of them. Because yeah, you're then running with like your feet, your legs out like this exaggerated. They're out on an angle. It doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me. I'm not looking to put that Blast Zone onto. Goodbye, Firewalker. You served us well. Like most other equipment is fine, like stair climbers and things. I never like had discomfort using those. It's just, yeah, mostly that one thing. Opponent Ubosh down. So like me personally, I'll always go a treadmill over a CrossFit machine. Wow, we are just like drawing like a god right now, aren't we, people? I think we have to leave defense on Core Firewalker, but then he pops Blast Zone. So I guess we're forced into attacking. I don't know if I like playing Lurus here, but I don't really see a better spot. Maybe not. Maybe I'll wait a turn. That's fair. You're just curious because you're looking to become a world of work. They make high quality equipment. Well, as long as they make good quality equipment, that's the main thing, right? Opponent plays this season Pyromancer before popping Blast Zone, so go us. They could potentially get the kill here, though. Sorry, I gave you like a bit of a textbooks there, man, on... Are you talking about a true form runner? It's a treadmill that isn't powered and has a curve. What do you mean by that? Cross trainers are treadmills that aren't powered and have a curve. The cross trainers have a place for each of your feet. So one of your feet will go on each of the things, and then you're doing this motion. So instead of doing like a step, step, step motion, you're just like doing that. Hopefully we get Path to Exile and can deal with Obosh. Not what we're looking for. Maybe I'm just like better off playing Monastery Swiftspear on defense. Not sure. A true form runner. I mean, like, even treadmills have a different pattern to, like, just a natural jog, because they actually pull your feet back for you. And in natural jogging, obviously, that doesn't happen. Look for that path. Lumimancer, yeah. In the US, that's called an elliptical. CrossFit is a training style. Oh, okay, right. So, yeah, CrossFit is like maybe... I think we might call it an impact class then, where you do lots of high repetition movements with low weight, right? And get like aerobic training with low weight. Is that what you're thinking of? Opponent pops the Blast Zone. I really wish I had a good block here. So Scar Mage means even if we block and pump our guy, which we don't have a spell to do, our creature's still going to die at the end of the turn when Power and Toughness goes back to normal. This is like... This deck feels so clunky and awkward. I don't know how to win with it. Oh, we finally hit our first like instant or sorcery spell of like... Oh, goodness, man. We can't even cheat our Core Firewalker back into play. I guess we're just on like mad defense and then dead after that. Oh well, bad beats. Yeah, that's part of it. CrossFit is also a brand. It's kind of strange. Okay. Well, like, I don't know. Maybe CrossFit also has a machine that's made its way over here. That could be being a bit ambitious on my part, though. Alright. That looks like GG. And that's a little bit sad for us. Oh, maybe not. Wait, I thought the creatures dealt, like, way more. Oh, still we're on 2. Lame. Lame. Can we draw anything? I mean, I guess we give it a go, but we just fall, like, short on damage, right? Opponent said, like, well played to me when I said GG, but I'm not so sure I played that one particularly well, but I appreciate the fucking sentiment. Alright, there we go. We finally hit our path, and we're going to concede. Alright, that's that match down. I'm going to go for a quick bathroom break, guys, and then we're going to be back for the next match. So while I go for a bathroom break, I'm also going to roll an ad so that anyone new that joins doesn't get pre-roll ads. So sorry about that. Be back soon. Okay, we are back. Let's play the next league match. Alright, yeah, it's also an international competition for training. An Australian has won the women's competition for the past 4 to 5 years. Okay. What's the name of the woman? Obviously, I'm not like super into that stuff anymore. I still go running and stuff, but honestly, my commitment probably ends there. Apparently this is like deleted my trade binder for some reason. Weird. Just looking at stuff. Oh, we're still waiting for the match. Tia Claire Tawney. She also represents women in the Olympic weightlifting. Okay. Is it bad if I say I've never heard of her? That's probably bad, but I mean, I guess it's not really a passion of mine that I follow, so probably also understandable and forgivable. Alright, let's see if we can salvage something from this league other than that one turn 2 kill, which was pretty sweet. Alright, we won the die roll. Going to be on the play against Zero Francone. And what's our hand looking like? We got to select our companion first before we see our hand, right? I know the way this game works. Alright. Hand looks good. I'm going to keep. Alright, turn 1, make them have it with Lumimancer. If not, we can do things the slow way with Swift Spear. Opponent plays a tapped Triome here and leaves us to our devices. Alright, so if we hit Manamorphose into Mutagenic Growth, we get a turn 2 kill. It's pretty specific. But, I mean, let's go for it. Not really, they're both similar sports. Yeah, I suppose. Maybe. Yeah. Weightlifting and CrossFit stuff. Yeah, I can see. I can see how that's a thing. Is my bitrate going crazy? It says it's okay at the moment. We'll run double red here. Swift Spear, Soul Scale Mage, attack for a lot, and then next turn we can get more prowess triggers, which means more damage. Bolt on the trouble creature. Big old rip there. Alright, so we're going to attack for 4 here. I'm going to play Dreadhorde Arcanist post-combat. And then that should set us up well. Hopefully. So opponent got the Path to Exile. They do. Unlucky, chat. Unlucky. Alright, we get in for 2 damage then instead of 4. Still playing this Dreadhorde Arcanist. They've used 2 of their removal spells. Hopefully that's run them out. Now we can start flashing back Lightning Bolt as well, which is pretty nice. Finally, Force of Vigor and Luris. Oh, you finally got Force of Vigor and Luris for your Bogle sideboard? That's sick, man. That's really good. Honestly, they're like a pretty nice upgrade. Bounces Soul Scale Mage. Interesting. Alright, we'll attack our opponent with Teferi. Flashback, Lightning Bolt. How do I select the target on this? Why is it not working? Click to cast. Click the card to cast it. Why can't I click to cast it? When it attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to Dreadhold Arcanist power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Why can't I cast this? Is it because I, like, fast yielded just then? Okay, whatever. It's being weird. It's not letting me cast it. That is, like, super, super odd. I guess I'm going to hard cast Light Up the Stage. Play a Sacred Foundry, play a Soul Scale Mage, pass the turn. You know what? I don't actually have a Luris for my Bogles list yet, Gerber. I have not played in paper that long. I actually saw one on sale for, like, a foil Luris on sale for $10 and went, okay, sweet. I'll get this Luris. Like, I'll go for it. And the person didn't post it for a month, so I ended up just getting my money back. And it was all pretty big waste of time. And since then, I have not gone out and replaced it. Lightning Bolt. Click the card to cast it. Alright, I finally targeted my opponent. Good. Alright, they're almost dead. If they didn't counter that, they're probably not going to counter Boros Charm. Cool, we get the win. You found it really hard cutting the sideboard to just 15 cards. I definitely agree with you there, man. I find it super hard to cut my sideboard down. You can't tell if you need 4 ley lines or any rest in peace. What's my current list at the moment? Let me just have a quick look. Bogle's Bant. In my sideboard currently I have 2 Soul Guide Lanterns and no ley lines. I'm really not a fan of ley line at the moment. I don't think it's, like, very well placed or very necessary. So our opponent is on, like, a 4-color Scape Shift Teferi, Bring to Light deck thing. We sort of just want to kill them fast. I don't really think we want to change anything. Let's just run the list back. Are you displaying green-white Bogles, Gerber? Because at the moment, like, on my stream, I've been playing Bat recently. And I actually think it's reasonably well placed, but it doesn't seem super consistent. And it's like a turn and a half or 2 turns slower than the green-white variant. Alright, let's select our companion. Get into the game. Sure, I'll keep this hand. Opponent keeping a 7. They're probably going to have a removal for Soul Scale Mage. I don't mind playing this a little bit slower with the Mishra's Bauble. And, like, we'll just wait on the Lumimancer because that's the sort of card that can just win the game. Lightning Helix. Well, there it is. Opponent, Omnath on top. Alright, one more turn and Omnath is coming down. Even for hand destruction, I mean, if I'm on Bant, I have Force of Negation for hand disruption, and that works mostly fine. Cast Mishra's Bobble. Target my opponent with Mishra's Bobble. Bring to light on top. Can we call it or can we call it? So opponent can kill this before attack step, which he decides to do. Let's just play out a Lumimancer now. Make him have the answer for Lumimancer, or else stuff gets difficult maybe. We miss a land drop, which also sucks. Find the Swift Spear though. I do like the Swift Spear if we hit land. Yeah, you've noticed I've been playing Bant. Seems interesting, but mana fixing looks rough. Honestly, I don't think the mana fixing has been that bad for me. No blocks, so if I bolt my opponent twice, that represents 6 damage from the lightning bolts, plus another 4 damage here is 10, plus another 2 damage here is 12. So it would deal 13 damage. It's not enough. Super bad value doing with this with lightning bolt instead of lava dart as well on the second one. Yeah, that's true. You've also learnt to hate Kaya's Guile, and the wording of each is so dumb. I completely agree with you there. It never needed the wording there, or each opponent. It never needed to target each opponent. That is absolute bollocks. Look to attack Teferi here. They can like bring to light into Supreme Verdict, which makes me kind of not happy. And the stagger it so our prowess creature gets like absolutely wrecked. I think we Dreadhorde Arcanist here. It sort of forces the answer without losing our Lumimancer. It's more mana efficient to do it this way, because we'll start getting lightning bolts back. Alright, here's Bring to Light. It was made in Modern Horizons. It has EDH wording. It absolutely has EDH wordings. Absolutely it has EDH wording. I completely agree with you. Oh, yay. Tybalt's back, everyone. And instead of exiling their creature, they're exiling the top cards here. I think our opponent might have Path to Exile. Opponent does that upkeep instead of draw step, which is odd. Lures to hand, Lumimancer to the battlefield. Opponent playing these Sun Battle Groves, drawing cards, going crazy right now. It's a good start. What removal spell do they have this for this one? Negate. Sure. Attacker opponent. Lava Dart. Mutagenic Growth. Do we get the win? Okay, we actually get the win. Let's go, team. Oh, well, we fought for that one, kind of. Yeah, I can't believe the EDH wording on Kaya's Gale. It feels so bad for Aura Hexproof. Like, I actually wouldn't have an issue with that card if Leyline of Sanctity just stopped it, but the fact it gets around it, gets 2 modes for 3 manas, 2 out of 4 really impactful, strong modes for 4 mana, and then they can, like, escalate it and get all of them. It's so strong. I can't believe we went, like, what, 8 months without people catching on how powerful the card was. And then once Uro was banned, Esper Control all of a sudden pops up and is, like, extremely powerful. Alright. 5th match here. Can we get some play points back? Let's see. Alright, match number 5 versus Peven. Won the die roll on the play. Think like the hands are keep, but honestly, the Deadhold Arcanists are probably pretty dead. Alright, opponent. This looks like the mirror, actually. So the mirror, and I don't have any creature removal whatsoever. That's gonna feel really bad. Alright, so we just get to kill his creature, which is good, actually. Didn't expect that to happen. Attack for 2. So, like, I found out in these, like, prowess matchups, instead of playing a turn 1 creature, you want to just remove your opponent's turn 1 creature. It's way more impactful. Did he have nothing apart from Illuminancer? That seems odd. Fetch a mountain. Play an Arcanist. Overall, I've not really liked Arcanist. I think the white creature is probably better instead. Opponent cycling Crash through, looking for action. Plays the Swift Spear. Oh, he's got the funky art. The funky collector box art. He's not killed my Swift Spear, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say he doesn't have creature removal. If he has mutagenic growth, that's going to suck, but... He has the Lava Dart going after the Arcanist. Alright, that kind of sucks. Lightning Bolt. Let's get this damage in while our opponent's essentially tapped out. Put our opponent to 3 instead to our next Boros Drum. Let's go! Can see an argument if your only removal spell is Lava Dart for not answering the turn 1 Swift Spear. Cool. The play was like very impactful there. If you ask me. Bring in our Firewalkers. Bring in our paths to answer Firewalkers. Bring in a Braids to answer creatures. We'll take out all our noise cards. I'll take out Misha's Bobble. Mutagenic Growth is good here. Dreadhard Arcanist is noise. Manamorphose is probably just a bit greedy. Alright, we'll go with that. It's weird because, like, in the blue-red version of this deck, I find myself boarding out Manamorphose a lot, but in the Boros version, not so much. Yeah, like, we've only seen, like, what, less than 10 spoilers for Modern Horizons 2, and I'm absolutely terrified. From the spoilers announced, I would be surprised if Bogles is even like 50% post Horizons 2. I think the power creep is going to be that hard that we're just stuffed. Is Misha's just for the card draw in this deck? You don't really see how it fits in. It also gives you prowess triggers on your 1-mana creatures like Swiftspear and Soulscour Mage, and you can get it back with Lurrus, but it's essentially so you play like a 56 card deck, right? With a slight upside. Happy to play this slow. I'll save Path for a better target. And look to Braid the Swiftspear. Uh-huh. That was the line, eh? Alright, we drew Mutagenic Growth, so we now have protection for our Lumimancer, which is nice. And we're making our land drops as well, which is also nice. Honestly, Misha's Bobbles felt pretty awkward. I think there's a pretty strong argument to remove it from the deck. Opponent with a core Firewalker. They missed a land drop as well, which probably means their hand's full of gas. Let's path their Firewalker. Getting in a bit of a battle here. Right, Trigger's Price, but not Magecraft. Looks like White Taxes get a nice boost from that one reprint. What, Sanctum Priest? Yeah, that's like pretty insane. I think we sort of have to fight over saving our Lumimancer here. And then just yield to all these triggers. Because this is Swiftspear instead of Soulscour Mage, we can do that as well. Look at all these triggers that could have been damage on our opponent's face. They gain 2 life from everything they did as well. They attack for 3. We've taken 4 damage. We can trade creatures. Seems kind of bad. Manamorphose seems kind of good. I'll add double red here. Fuck, we got punished for adding double red. Doesn't always happen. Can I light up the stage here instead? I think so. Otherwise we could just go for like Boros Charm damage, I feel. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm 1 mana short? Cast. How am I 1 mana short? This costs 3 mana. I have 2 mana in my pool. Maybe I can cast it. Yeah. Why is that not working unless I right click it? That's really odd. Alright, attack for 4. Maybe not the best use of our turn, but we'll take it. Especially when the meta is so dependent on 1 and 2 drops. Could lock your opponent out half their deck. Yeah, I mean, I just think that, like, with Bogles, we already have a really bad matchup against mono white prowess. And if they are printing Sanctum Prelate into the format, we've got no hope. No hope in that matchup. It's going to go like 90 to 95% in their favor as opposed to like 70% in their favor. Opponent with a lot of spells here. We might just be dead. We literally are just dead. Okay. We should have held up Path to Exile with our Sunbait Canyon. Bad play. Unlucky. Honestly, I think we just run it back. Mishra's Bobble just seems so greedy to me. Bogles is literally going to need an actual reprint once this set is done to actually be relevant. The problem with Bogles at the moment, it's sort of like Affinity back in the day, if you remember when Affinity was a big deck. So the problem with Bogles at the moment is there's too much main deckable interaction. So like, it used to be the situation where linear aggro decks were really difficult to interact with main deck wise. And then they decided to start printing their Colligan's commands, their Blast Zones, their Kaya's Gale. All of a sudden, linear aggro decks are in a pretty bad spot. And it's probably going to like stay that way for quite a while, honestly. Sounds good, we keep. So we literally need like auras that protect us from our opponent's effects. Protect us from sacrifice. They trick bind the Blast Zone. We actually need help now because at this point we're fucked. we are like falling so far behind, and if the like first 6 or 7 spoilers set the tone for the rest of this set, we're in trouble. We just are. Looks like our opponent's got Lightning Bolt for our guy. We might just like hold on to Metamorphose and go for a standard attack. Alright, he just kills in his turn. Land pass. I don't miss a land drop. I'm okay with that. Sacred Foundry, intapped, untapped for turn. So we've got 10 points of burn damage currently. Can lure us to hand safely and pass the turn, while our opponent has, you know, no tempo. Niv Mage's Elemental. See, this is what the prowess decks used to run before they got Lava Dart. And I guess for some time afterwards they also ran it. I kind of want to just kill that. So, Metamorphose for double red. See what we draw. We draw a mountain. Crash through. Draw an Inspiring Vantage. Okay. Well, we're just drawing not very much. We like definitely don't want to path in this spot because our opponent is mana screwed and obviously has spells in hand. Sure. Niv Mage's Elemental, exiling Bolt to become a 3/4. OP, OP. Alright, let's yield to the attack step and then path the shit out of this thing back to next year. Target creature without flying can't be blocked this turn with Storm. Sorry, opponent. Not gonna happen. We fixed their land, though. Lurrus. Swift Spear is back. Just getting some damage here. Put our opponent to 10. Now they have to answer Lurrus. Got like Lava Dart as well with a Swift Spear, which seems kind of reasonable. And a Boros Charm if we're allowed to untap. So, yeah. Opponent hits their land drop off the Manamorphose. The moment, yeah, like Modern just seems like they want to change the mission statement but haven't yet. Honestly, that's really what it feels like to me. Lava Dart targeting Lurrus. Sure thing. Lurrus will take it. Attacker opponent. Yes, I skipped through. There's a possibility when I wanted to attack with Lurrus as well then. I'm like happy to trade this because then we can bring our Swift Spear back from the grave. So he's gonna get 2/2. He's gonna go to a 4/5. We're gonna give Indestructible. And we got to damage and kill his Lumimancer. We have Lava Dart in the grave. And we don't kill Lumimancer? Okay, we'll kill it now then. I guess if we shot our opponent in the face for one, we would have killed it. Sack that mountain. Alright, so we slightly misplayed and we missed out on 1 point of damage. Do I play many control decks? Not really. It's probably something I should get into more, but generally I'm pretty bad at control decks, so I just don't play them, and especially not on stream. What about yourself? Any control decks you play? I tried playing Storm for a bit. I'm more like combo, aggro, and mid-range is like my go-to deck-wise. Alright, so where's our deck that we played today? I should probably pick up some control decks for on stream. Alright, so as far as red-white prowess was concerned, I don't see the hype around Misha's bubble. I think we could remove that. Potentially add some extra lands. So I might just like add 2 mountains for now, but you probably want some extra fetch lands in there as far as everything's concerned. Then we could go up on like light up the stage, crash through, and it's probably good. Overall, I didn't really like Dreadhorde Arcanist. I think it was kind of good when it was played against me a few times. I definitely see an argument for the Leonin Light Scribe though. Double Prowess is pretty OP, especially against Lightning Bolt decks. And I think if I was to play the deck again, this is probably closer to what I would go to. Alright, so we're going to move on, and we're going to move on to Bogles of the Bant variant. You play 8 rack, if that counts. I think 8 rack is a control deck. It sort of has like tax elements like what Hate Bears does as well. It's pretty much in its own like archetype, but honestly the deck's strong and I don't know why more people don't play it. Maybe because it's a little bit boring. I played like a black-white control deck for a while with like tokens, with Lingering Souls, with Liliana of the Veil. It's just Liliana of the Veil is pretty badly placed at the moment. Alright, let's get into this next match, or next league, pardon me. What is going on, everyone? It is Foul Play here. We're back again playing some more Modern. Another league here today. And we're playing Bant again. So I'm a firm believer of Force of Negation at the moment with all the Khan the Great Creator decks running about. And we've got our blue package to help assist with that. Of course, Slippery Bogle is also a blue creature, so it can be pitched to our Force of Negations. And our Curious Obsessions and Staggering Insights help us draw cards. So it helps us get past the card disadvantage we're going to have by playing a counterspell in our deck. Aqueous Form gives us unblockable at 1 mana slot and also scries 1, so it has decent synergy with our card draw effects and with us looking for hate pieces here. With our sideboard, I've been running the same sideboard for a little while here. And I'm gonna like have it unchanged here today. So we've got the 2 Deafening Silence for Prowess and Storm decks. We've got the Path to Exile for creature-based decks. We've got this Soulgate Lantern for graveyard decks. Torpor for those ETB decks like Hate Bears, Spirits, Humans. Seal of Primordium and Force of Vigor for artifacts and enchantments. And a One of Deicide for Heliod combo. We've also got the One of Lurrus in there to return stuff as a companion, so that's pretty sweet. We're going to take the deck. We're going to jump into a league here, and I'm looking forward to it. Hope you all are as well. Alright. Yes, I should probably... Oh, multi-stream. I hope I wasn't ignoring things on multi-streams. I did share across. Yeah, I don't think anyone on YouTube's been commenting, fortunately. Alright, we're gonna go for like some super cringy name and get into it. Let's adjust our screen so everyone can see what's going on as well. That is not the league we're looking for. Where is the other league? Wait, nope, that's working now all of a sudden. Cool. Alright, so here we are for match number 1. We won the Dara. We're gonna be on the play. Versing Memo 21. We got any information on Memo here? It just says they're currently 1-1. Overall, I think this hand is a keep, so we're going to do exactly that and get into the match. And we can just lead on Breeding Pool into Scout. Bogle can pitch to Force of Negation if need be, and we've got a double blue aura hand here to get things kicked off, and hopefully that helps us draw well. Honestly, Yeah, no, I'm not letting Amulet of Vigor resolve. Fuck that. No way in hell, man. Find the Daybreak. Honestly, like, Kaya's Gale is the main reason I've shifted across to this variant, and at the same time, I haven't seen much of it at the moment. Always yield. This can go on the bottom. We need white mana or other auras. We want to say always yes to this one, though. Find the Hyena Umbra. So we can get Totem Armor down, which is decent against Amulet. Hopefully they're just, like, really out-tempoed by the fact that their Amulet got countered. Fingers crossed. I can still see, like, this going wrong into our opponent's deck. They're taking a bit of time to think here, which is normal for Titan players because their deck is complicated. Alright. Mana Confluence. Get that Totem Armor, that extra point of damage. We're going to attack. Get our Scry. Elf on top. That can go bottom. See what we draw. Alright, we can Daybreak next turn, which is actually pretty nice. Castle Garenbrig in tapped. Alright, we have our attacks again. Let's go on the bottom, we have enough land. Do you still like Cartouche in Green-White Bogles? I think if you're running Green-White Bogles and there's a lot of Esper control, Cartouche is pretty good. I just don't like Green-White Bogles at the moment because either it's been Kaya's Gale or it's been Khan the Great Creator, it's been Tron. Like, Cartouche is, like, fine. Dies to Lava Dart a lot of the time. I don't know. Like, I just don't really like Green-White at the moment because it doesn't have Force of Negation. And even though Force of Negation isn't, like, super critical for most decks in the metagame, I think it's critical for us when there's, like, Turn 1 Ensnaring Bridge decks, right? Crack the Horizon Canopy here. Ethereal Armor off the top for the win. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, Amulet. Artifact Hate. Creature Hate is, like, semi-reasonable. I think, like, Force is okay, but I think I'd prefer to draw a green card than, like, draw into a Force of Negation. So overall, I think it's weaker than the cards we're looking to bring in. Can also bring in Deicide, potentially, to deal with exactly Dryad of Elysian Grove. I don't think we want anything for ETBs there. Our opponent does have Elvish Reclaimer we saw at the end there, so they have a pretty free way to tutor the Blast Zone, which is unfortunate for us. I think maybe we leave Deicide out and then we look to remove, like, an Aqueous Form or two. Yeah, I'll just remove the Force Negations and the Aqueous Forms here. What about Mana Tithe for Green-White? Nah, not worth it. I tried it. It's the trolliest shit that was ever troll. If you're looking about that route, Gerber, just splash blue for Stubborn Denial. You're going to have, like, a way better time splashing blue for specifically Stubborn Denial than mucking about with Mana Tithe. It's so gimmicky, it's not funny. Alright, we can keep this hand. Bottom the Dryad Arbor. Look for something that will actually tap for mana when we, you know, play it. I was watching a Nikachu stream recently. He's been playing like Azuria's Merfolk. And he versed a Bogle's player that absolutely blew him out with Mana Tithe because it also counters creatures. But he like just curved into either Skyclave Apparition or Glasspool Mimic. Just got absolutely punished for it. I think he won the match. I'm not entirely sure though. But yeah, it's like fantastic when it's fantastic. If not, it's just garbage. Alright, so speaking of this mana base being a bit painful, well, we're going to be taking some damage with this hand. Shouldn't matter too much though. We have really good auras here as long as he's not super, super aggressive. I think I'd take like taking a turn off to cast Invisible Stalker here. Maybe we want to just Curious Obsession. It's really bad if he has Force of Vigor though. I guess let's risk it for the biscuit. We have a game 3 in any case. This hand does not have a fast clock on its own. Alright, well, we get our damage in, we get our card draw. So, yeah. As a Bogle player, I'm happy to see that. Yeah, that makes sense. You've thought about splashing blue. Do you have suggestions for mana base splashing for Stubborn now? Probably just a one-of Breeding Pool in place of one of the 3 basics. So you probably run Basic Forest, Basic Plains, Breeding Pool. You could potentially run the Hallowed Fountain instead. It gives you a dead card for like Glade Cover Scout though. Alright, well. Opponent with explosives on 1 doesn't have mana to crack it. We're going to get at least another card draw and some damage in here. So yeah, my normal like green-white mana base, just with either a one of Breeding Pool or Hallowed Fountain, will work absolutely fine. Great draws. Those are really fantastic draws. Visible Stalker on the battlefield, ready to do its thing. Oh, Dryad of Elysian Groves. Opponent gets to play an extra land. Plays the Sanctuary. Sanctuary can pop for 1. If he pops his explosives as well as his Amulet of Vigor will die. So we attack with both creatures here. I'm fine with that. Oh, goodbye Slippery Bogle. Goodbye Amulet of Vigor. In for 1 damage. So we want to let our opponent untap with the Dryad of Elysian Grove. Probably draw step path. Really just 1 blue because you can search it with Windswept Teeth. Yeah, essentially that's my thinking. I mean, maybe you want to up the fetch count to 6. Or instead of Windswept Teeth, maybe you can run Mana Confluence and just 1 blue card. That gives you like pretty good counts. Let me have a look. I did actually play a list just splashing. If I've still got the list. I might not have the list anymore. Looks like I got rid of the list, sorry. Opponent with Titan triggers. Like, I could be being a bit cautious about it. I mean, your land base can almost be as greedy as my Bant land base, but without as much, right? Without the blue splash, like just green white with the same sort of greed. With Bant, I get my colors easy enough. Alright, pass the turn. Yeah, you probably need to look at replacing at least 2 Horizon Canopies with Mana Confluence, actually. Summoner's Pack for Dryad of Elysian Grove. Hooray. Hooray! Alright, we lose that one. Back to sideboarding. Do we want to change anything from sideboarding? Let's run it back. This has absolutely 0 clock. It has 0 creature. Alright, I guess we'll keep this one. Ditch Hallowed Fountain, ditch Ethereal Armor. It kind of locks us off blue. Guess we can ditch Plains Hyena Umbra. No, Plains Ethereal Armor. Alright, we'll ditch Plains Ethereal Armor. Take a lot of damage from our land base, but that is fine as long as our Daybreak is good. I would say like Hate Bear decks have gone down in play rate in the last fortnight as well, which sort of gives you, I guess, good stuff. Amulet, got it. Cool. I'm gonna slow roll this second Hyena Umbra so we don't get blown out by force. Looks like he's just hard yielding. Oh boy, this is where the fun really begins. Triple Amulet of Vigor. What the hell, man? What in God's name? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say my opponent gets a Primeval Titan on the board next turn. Would you drop Horizon for Mana Confluence instead of dropping Temple? That's a good point. You could maybe have 2 Temple Gardens, 2 Horizon Canopies, and then 4 Mana Confluence. 2 Temple. Four Windswept. That takes us up to 12. Dryad. Plains. Forest. I like Greedy. Greedy is good. Maybe like 2 extra Horizon lands. So 2 extra fetch lands like Wooded Foothills. What's that take us up to? 2, 4, 8, 12. Plus another 3, 5 is 17. What am I missing here? Razorverge Thicket. And then like 3 Razorverge. Something like that maybe. I've just typed it in the chat for you so you have a record instead of me just talking rubbish. Alright, opponent with a fair few effects, but no Dryad of Elysian Grove yet by the looks of things. So if we played out a Hyena Umbra, we'd actually be able to block the Primeval Titan here and stop 10 damage. Our opponent can also give double strike and just deal 20. If he has Vesuva or a second Boris Garrison, plus the 4 mana thing. Oh, and actually that land base is wrong because it doesn't have a 1 of green fetch land. Maybe like just one temple garden, one breeding pool. Talaria West for engineered explosives. Hooray. Alright, well, it's sort of super dead then. We could path remove the prime time and they could have nothing else. Fucking Azusa too? Jesus, man. I was looking at Titan decks because I was considering playing one. And I'm pretty sure they only run, or at least the list I was looking at only ran one Azusa in it. But when it goes off like this is absolutely insane. Yes. Look at these lands. He can actually go for Summoner's Pack, get another Primeval Titan, play the other Primeval Titan. We are fucked. I think he can get like quad Primeval Titan out and still engineer explosives us. He's wasting mana here if he doesn't do that. Let's try for Staggering Insight, pre-attacks. Again, we are still super dead. For Hills, not Misty Rainforest, a Flooded Strand. What difference does it make, Bear? As long as, just go for what's cheapest. We can't actually attack into our opponent here. If he attacks, he cracks engineered explosives, and we take a lot. We deal 5 damage to his 6 power prime time, and then lose our guy. Hopefully we find like another Daybreak and can actually attack from next turn if we survive that long, or Path to Exile would be nice. Tax triggers. What are we getting? Double Simic Growth Chamber? Or Simic Growth Chamber Valakut, I think. He didn't give his Primeval Titan their Vigilance, which seems odd. He's giving it the buff retrospectively, though, which again seems odd. We see like Dryad of Elysian Grove, we just died all these bounce land triggers. Cool. If he gets Dryad, plays a bounce land. Cool. Well, one of these decks did like ridiculously unfair things, and the other one absolutely did not. We got slapped about there by a very, very medium hand. It would have more targets, you guess. Would it though? I guess you could go like Flooded Strand if you want to fetch out your planes more often. But the only downside with that is it doesn't fetch Dryad of Elysian. Sorry, it doesn't fetch Dryad Arbor for against those Kayagale decks that make you sacrifice. Because the green mana is all about playing around Kaya's guy, around Sacrificer effect with Dryad. Right. Match number 2. We are versing a Lurrus Mirror here. We lost the die roll. Opponent's on the play. We're going to keep our hand. Our hand seems decent. Not super amazing. It's a little bit painful without life gain. I'm still keeping it though. Mish's Bauble. You got it. Targeting themselves with the Mish's Bauble. Alright, this feels like a Shadow deck with a line like that. Shadow instead of Prowess, in my opinion. Find the Daybreak. Pog draw. Let's go. That makes you sense. So Misty might be better, but it's more expensive. Just get the Wooded Foothills. Both fetch both fetch Breeding Pool. Both don't fetch Hallowed Fountain. I mean, like, it's pretty similar. You could probably just run the Flooded Strand if you're running the Hallowed Fountain, and it's fine most of the time. Opponent Lightning Bolts us. Alright, Scourge of the Skyclaves is hitting the battlefield here. Tarmogoyf is not Scourge of the Skyclaves. I'm okay with that. Draw a Scout. Scout is literally no use to us. Alright, pass, no attacks. You appreciate the help? Yeah, no sweat, man. Like, no stress on my part. I didn't update my deck list, actually. Oops-a-daisy. Where's that one hiding? We'll do that real quick. It's going to be, like, extremely hard to attack into a Scourge of the Skyclaves here that's just enormous. Second Tarmogoyf, not as bad. Bogle's Bant. Bogle's Bant. Cool. Alright. Daybreak. Curious Obsession's going to get us that card draw now. And we've got Trample, so we get the card draw no matter what. We get to gain a bunch of life too. It's going to be hard for our opponent to deal with. Two cards left in their hand. And what, they played the Blood Crypt tapped on turn 3, which indicates no Death Shadow. Or no Death Shadow yet. Always yes, always yield. Booyah. Alright, we're drawing all these creatures. This one pitches to force a negation though. I'll take it. So yeah, like, Bant's actually decent. Fortunately, when Uro was around, I pretty much sorted out the mana base and haven't really needed to adjust it since then. I guess I reintroduced Dryad Arbor Mostly because of Kaya's Guile, but other than that, the deck's almost a mirror of what I was playing when Uro was about. Apart from the sideboard, we don't have surgical extraction anymore. So, like, if opponent attacks here, we could block. There's arguments to blocking and arguments against it. We can play around the Assassin's Trophy. We can't play around the Abrupt Decay. If they team a Battle Rage, the Tarmogoyf, we win out. Alright, they just lure us to hand. So they make it easy for us then. Attacks. How we block an opponent? He has to block with at least one. He probably blocks with both. Alright. Denying the card draw, that's fine. We'll kill one of your creatures. Flood the board with 1 mana creatures afterwards. We could lure us to hand. Which I don't hate, actually. Lure us to hand seems fine. Honestly, yeah, we just need to draw a bit more damage and we should be good. So Tarmogoyf actually growing in power and toughness there. Still not enough to kill our guy. Island, lure us to hand. Play a scout, pass the turn. So Scourge of the Skyclaves is now turned off for our opponent as well, which is really nice on our side of the board. And one of these days we might draw an Aura as well. We can actually force a negate this Mishra's Bauble, which is probably worth going for. It's bad if they draw Trophy though. I can't see a world where Tarmogoyf attacks before he plays the Lurrus. Cast Lurrus, sure. Tapping his green mana. So black-red left up means Croxer, but they could have done that off Overgrown Tomb anyway. Right. Alright, well, we get there. We could want to bring in these Soul Guide Lanterns in this matchup. Maybe like 1 or 2 Path to Exiles, but I don't want to go too crazy here on Path to Exiles, right? Can minus on Aqueous Form. We're going to want our Force of Negations being on the draw. And we can minus Aqueous Form still, yeah. I guess we could leave in 1 Aqueous Form, minus 1 Hallowed Fountain, and that's probably a keep. Yeah, definitely, like, if you're having a problem with Kaya's Guile Geber, just splashing for Stubborn Denial is so much cheaper than running around and converting completely into bat with the Force of Negations. Like, Curious Obsession, Invisible Stalker, Aqueous Form, they're all cheap enough that you can just, like, pick them up for probably under $10, all of the cards, like a playset of all of them. But Force of Negation's obviously so expensive. Actually, speaking of expensive, the Time Spiral Remastered foils just seem absurdly expensive to me. They're like ridiculous. We got no auras. We can't keep that. We can keep this, so we're going to. Bottom the scout. Keep double Bogle because we can just fetch a Hallowed Fountain here and play both our creatures and all our auras, so seems good. But yeah, like Ethereal Armor from Time Spiral Remastered in foil is still like $45 or $50. I don't know how that price is justified or who's paying it, but I expect that price to drop a lot. I actually love the artwork and wouldn't mind getting a playset, but maybe at like $15 each or $10 each. It's a ridiculous price. Takes one creature instead of our auras. Does that mean he's got an edict effect? We hit land. Land is good. I fetched the wrong land. Absolute dingus. Alright. It's because they're rare and have nostalgia factor. Yes, I agree. But the price is still just overinflated in my opinion. I would say $20 is a fair price for it. Like, the original printing of Ethereal Armor is still what? Like $5? I don't see anyone that's playing a budget deck like Bogles wanting to cash out $50 for a foiled Ethereal Armor. That's just insane. Opponent probably has another discard effect here. Again, we fetched the wrong land. Scourge? No, Tarmogoyf. What do you do with his Mishra's Bauble? Targeted us. Fuck, we're getting so punished for that bad decision there. Alright. Or a pass. Fetch shock, fetch shock. Thoughtseize. He probably has Shadow, but he might not. Like, this line can happen without the Shadow. Wow, opponent has a Magic Online variant of Lurrus, which means he probably pulled it from a booster with the extended border. I mean, there's like very little difference in the art. It's just like blown outwards a little bit. All right, here I'm actually hoping to hit blue mana. Let's see. Let's go. Honestly, I think it's because people are just trying to cash in on the card value, though, of the artwork. I don't think it's sustainable. I expect it to drop by like to at least half in a couple of months. There's no way Ethereal Armor's staying at that price. If he plays Scourge of the Skyclaves here, I can almost never attack. Actually, I can Daybreak attack. Never mind. Because then First Strike damage shrinks his Scourge and then it dies. Time of Grip. Alright, well, this isn't great because we're vulnerable to Assassin's Trophy and Abrupt Decay, but I'm going to play it. I'm going to attack. I'm going to gain life. I'm going to have the biggest creature. And our opponent can deal with it. They did miss a land drop as well, and they could have a giant shadow here. Something to consider. Maelstrom Pulse would actually be really good against our double Ethereal Armor. Well, we sort of knew they had that from when they took the Bogle at the start. Alright, we're chasing blue mana again for literally our hand. I think our opponent wants to attack here. Into Forest? Why? You got a Hex Drinker or... Yeah, Hex Drinker. Gotcha. Cool. Well, we searched the wrong land, so we literally lost the game there. With Curious Obsession, I mean, we might have been okay. We'll bring back in a land there. I think I want to bring in an extra aqueous form, even if we remove a Hyena Umbra. I think we remove a Stalker too. Actually, no, stuff that. Let's remove our Force of Negations. I can see an argument for maybe 2. Leave that in, leave that in. What else have we bought it at? 2 Force, 1 Hyena Umbra. Sure. Seems fine. Yeah, it'll go down if no one wants to buy it. Also, Japanese old art for mystical archives can be super expensive. Yeah, the Japanese, like, cards in general, especially the ones with, like, funky artwork, yeah. They go crazy expensive. I think the artwork's, like, nice, but at the same time, I just can't see who can justify the price tag. Like, it's insane, man. Alright, we'll keep this one. Bottom of Dryad Arbor. But, like, I guess Wizards of the Coast is, like, clearly showing their intent in the last year. We've literally been in a pandemic, right? And all they care about doing is making money still. They just keep coming up with the next expensive thing, the next chase thing. They're just trying to keep their margins going. It's like, I get they're a business and all, and it's nice that tournaments get held and put on and all of that, but still feels like pretty cheap, you know? Okay, so if I change it to that scene, you guys can actually see the Luris pop-outs. That's nice. It's not just me waving my mouse around over nothing now. Yeah, you take the Rancor, okay. Blue mana? Hell yeah, let's go. Time to punish your opponent. We'll play it this way to play around that sacrifice effect. Character foil, Japanese counterspell, and it shot up to $100 because counterspell is... Dude, sell the shit out of that counterspell. Just cash it in. If someone's willing to pay that, do it. Because the price is just going to come down. How many reprints is counterspell seeing? Honestly, there's no way that's a sustainable price. For something like Force of Negation, I think it could actually be smart holding on to the counterspells of that. Because counterspell being printed, blue decks being more popular, more people want foil blue decks, etc. Foil Force of Negation goes up. 1 printing. But yeah, I get yours is like a super rare printing. I'm actually like super impressed because I've got like an alternate art Khan from the initial release. And it's still worth like $130, which is pretty much like it hasn't gone up or down. It's worth more than some of the foil Ugins, and that makes no sense to me. Like, I really need to just sell the damn thing though. Boom. Another boom. Alright, we're going to attack our opponent for a bunch, and yeah. I'm actually like, I've for so long just been slowly building a modern collection, and I'm actually looking at selling a bunch of it soon. Just because with the rate they're reprinting cards, I see no point in having all of these effects. Like, it's just ridiculous. Opponent's got a Death Shadow hand. Or an Abrupt Decay. Assassin's Trophy, sure. Go for double blue. Oh, look, a piece of fruit. Cool. More lands. So, like, we can lure us to hand and look to get stuff back from the graveyard a turn after that. Lurus is probably going to get discarded. Maybe we make them have it. Maybe we don't. They're pretty close to needing to commit a creature to the board as well. Sure. Crack that into a plains. If we cycle our Horizon Canopy, we have lethal. Opponent concedes. Alright, we get the win. Bidding up on that expensive Jund deck. Let's go. But yeah, like, Force of Negation's being sold for like $400 here at the moment, and it's like, I only ever ended up buying 2 of them, but I'm probably just going to sell them, but sell them post Horizons 2, because pre-Horizons 2 is just silly. I expect the price to continue going up, because people are going to want to play blue. Any new prints? No, it's just the Fabled Passage is the last spoiler. Cool, no spoilers. Hand is a keep in the blind. North Decay versus this guy usually is on Dredge. Says he was last seen 9 days ago on Eldrazi-tron. So I guess he just plays whatever's good. Die roll is going to be very important here. Yeah, I think Hallowed Fountain is probably just the best line here. Let them know about that blue. Cool. Radiant Fountain. We have an Amulet Titan deck, people. Nope. Expedition map? Okay, it's Eldrazi-tron with Radiant Fountain. So, we want to play our 1 CMC auras first here, so they don't potentially get chaliced next turn. Sweet. I'm going to go out on a limb and say we just got rewarded then, because we got Hyena Umbra off that draw. Now we can play around Blast Zone, which is really, really good. Looks like a foiled Time Spiral Ethereal Armor is only $20 on TCG Player. Well, there you go. I'm looking on Card Kingdom, and obviously I'm not looking at the best place. Alright, we'll attack for 10. Draw some stuff. Opponent concedes. Alright, we get game 1 against Eldrazi-tron. Let's go. Against Eldrazi-tron, our Artifact Tate is good. That's really about all we want. And then cards to side out. Probably some number of Aqueous Form. Maybe a land as well. Stitch like 1 Hallowed Fountain. I'm just going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back. Usual pre-roll add garbage while I'm running to the bathroom. Be back soon. Okay, sorry about that. We are back. Alright, and we'll submit deck. Plenty of time. It's almost worth getting at that price. Almost worth getting at that price. Alright, we'll keep this hand. We can actually beat Chalice on 1 with our hand, which is not very common for us. Explosives might be a task, but we'll take what we can get. Actually, I don't think I could ask for a better hand, really. No turn 1 play. Turn 2 Chalice, 100%. Another Daybreak Coronet? Holy smokes. Leave Bogle on hand for Force Negation. Oh, shoot. His opponent got some Natty Tron action. I think the play is Staggering Insight here. It could be Invisible Stalker. I don't think it's Curious Obsession. Assuming it's more expensive to get cards shipped to Australia. Yeah, well, with the conversion rate, plus they charge GST, which is Goods and Services Tax, which is a 10% as well. So, like, a $10 card is probably closer to $14 or $15 by the time it gets here, plus shipping rate. It's not great, honestly. Opponent with the Scion for mana. I find it, like, I understand the GST, like goods and service tax, on us, but at the same time, I get charged that if I make a purchase on Magic the Gathering online for virtual cardboard, and that's just wrong. It's absolutely disgusting. Alright, Thought-Knot Seer, I guess it takes Rancor. Takes a Daybreak. Oh, second Thought-Knot Seer. Shit, buddy. Oh, that makes things more difficult. We'd probably pivot to Stalker at this point. Although, with draws like that, why would you need to? Holy smokes, man. It's weird though, like, because a lot of people here on, like, the trade groups on Facebook just look for, like, Card Kingdom 1-to-1 for Australian dollar, US dollar, and for me that just seems odd. I think it's, like, way more valuable. Attacking with these Thought-Knot Seers, sure. We have so much damage here, man. Opponent with this sideboard in of Batterskull. I guess if he had, like, Relic of Progenitors, it might be advantageous for him. Reshape a trigger. Get ready for that Blast Zone into play. Wait, okay, my draw triggers need to be placed on the stack. Gotcha. Hers is mine. Well, we did just thin their library for them. Still no still no third land drop. Well, we're close to the win. Let's see if we can hang on. Yeah, that sucks. GST is basically a sales tax, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, they charge it to businesses, which is obviously makes a lot of sense. They attack for 9 here and gain 9 life. They put it on the Thought Knots here? Okay. Don't you put it on the Reality Smasher for 1 extra damage? It's basically a sales tax, yeah. 100% is a sales tax. We might actually steal this. This is odd. We shouldn't be winning this match, but we might. Oh my god. Good old unblockable. Well, we actually need land. Let's put that on top. GG, well played. Wow, that was insanely lucky. Oof. Yeah, so like normally in Australia, all the businesses will pay the GST, so you as a consumer won't have to pay it. But with the presence of like online sales and outlets and things like that, the government decided they and the economy and other businesses that were local were losing too much revenue. So they decided to tax it, which I thought was reasonable. But for an online service, it's like, if I'm going to a store and buying a shirt or buying a box of magic cards, I can sort of understand it. But for an online service, you shouldn't be getting charged GST. That's robbery. The strongest scout of them all, yeah. I mean, that scout just beat 19 power and toughness of Eldrazi just then. So it's a pretty good scout. Don't mind that scout. Also, he had vigilance and he didn't attack. We didn't have Daybreak, did we? Pretty sure we were tapped out. Match number 4 versus Nazat. Last seen 2 days ago on Heliod Company. Oh boy, we love Heliod Company here on this Bogle channel. Yeah, we're going to be mulliganing down to 5 and likely losing. Bottom a couple of lands. Keep the rest. Gross. Heliod Company is such a difficult matchup, man. I can't wait for Heliod to get banned, like, honestly. Honest to God, man. This deck's getting so old so quick. Oriok Champion is fine by me. And the Arbor Elf. Fair play. Find Daybreak, which is good. I think we're sort of forced to leave Curious Obsession into hand there. As much as I'd like it on the board, he probably just chump blocks with the elf. We'll see what he gets. Maybe he's rolling a Coco. Now he has access to 6 mana. Heliod, sure. He can't Spike Feeder, but he can Ballista. He's just giving lifelink? Okay. So we'll do what we can. Because it looks like the opponent does not have the combo. For once. Attack for 8. Gain life. Draw a card. Dryad Arbor for the win. You want a game on turn 3 with Bogles? Your Bogle had 3 Ethereal Armors and a Sentinel's Eyes. I mean, Ethereal Armor is fantastic in multiples. I don't care who says what. They're wrong. It's just amazing. Coco into lose game. Hooray, let's go. Hooray. Cool. Heliod things, you know, just Heliod things. Nothing to be alarmed about here, people. Just Heliod with Heliod things. Yeah. So, like, good cards can be force of negation if they hit a Coco. If they hit Coco during our turn, it's pretty bad. We can occasionally hit, like, a Utopia Sprawl with force of negation, but that's pretty uncommon. Overall, I think force of negation is a side out, even though it has targets. Path to Exile, Deicide, and Torpor Orb all do significant things against their deck. Torpor Orb for, like, Skyclave Apparition, which is very annoying against us. It might not be worth 3 slots. Maybe I'll bring in one more on the draw. I might bring in 2, yeah. Path to Exile, obviously interacting with creatures, being decent there. We might just minus out these aqueous forms and get into it. Yeah, it's like, you have like a Bogle player bragging about like their OP win, their super high roll. It's not a turn 2 win, it's a turn 3 win. Alright, we'll keep this one. Here we actually have to fetch a breeding pool, which sucks for Daybreak, but is fine for almost anything else. With Surgical Extraction not working out against Heliod, I didn't really play it against Heliod, man. Heliod just wins without Surgical Extraction doing anything. Staggering Insight. Next turn I'll have to Torpor Orb. As usual, we're drawing all our creatures. Hooray! Opponent with triple forest and... Okay, I was going to say no white mana, but here it comes. Fuck that card, man. Well, Wizards, please just ban the fucking thing already. If I played Skyclave Apparition, I could exile it, it would be fine. I am not a deck that can play Skyclave Apparition, though. So that card is just fucking busted as all heck. Alright, let's see if he hits. Sure. I decided in Surgical Extraction was mostly for when Omnath was legal. Sorry, when Uro was legal. Surgicaling the Uro or surgicaling the Cryptic Command in the Uro matchup. Why are you even slow rolling this shit, man? Fucking, oh, I hate you so much. I get like that stops the Path to Exile. I guess it makes sense that he slow rolls that shit. I give you Heliod, people. Turn 3 every time. Through interaction. Yeah. Surgical Extraction was just the absolute, win con against these Uro decks. They were so soft to it, it wasn't funny. I can't believe more people didn't pick up on how soft Uro was to Surgical. So I'd like play a list very similar to this against them. Get the early card draw of my Curious Obsessions. Force and negate anything relevant, occasionally a Teferi, and then I could just Surgical away the Uro, and it was great. Everybody liked it. Everyone was having fun. It was kind of amusing. I'd played the matchup a lot, like maybe 15 or 20 times, and I was like at something like a 70 or 80% win rate in that particular matchup with this particular deck. and I was just going through the motions, absolutely destroying my opponent, and he's like, I get the feeling this is a bad matchup for me, and I was like, yeah, I have a very positive win rate here. It's like, you're not wrong. It's like, it was very bittersweet after all the chaos that Uro caused in Modern. I actually did try sideboarding in Extraction for Kaya's Guile, but then just found that it didn't really work because Force of Negation and Kaya's Guile are sort of a nombo. So I ended up going for Stubborn Denial instead in the sideboard, and then never versed any Esper decks, which was super rude. Alright, match number 5 here. We won the Darrell. We are on the play. We're going to keep this hand. Hand looks great. What can I say? The reason I don't play Keen Sense or Sixth Sense in Green-White Bogles is because it doesn't add power or toughness, and it is extremely relevant. Like, if you think about the hands where you have 3 auras, where you have 3 Hyena Umbras, where you verse a hand where you have a Hyena Umbra, a Rancor, and a Ethereal Armor, what is the difference in that power and toughness and you having a clock where you can actually close out a game in Modern? It is such a significant difference. So if we start putting in these auras that deal like 0 damage, it's very bad. I've got a very specific reason for running the aqueous forms here. But usually I don't like auras that just don't deal damage. They're just not good. It's like a control matchup here. Looks like a pretty good hand as well. Alright, we're going to kick things off by attacking for 4, hopefully. Opponent topping that card with their opt. Oh, is this Storm? Make them have the counterspell, then we go for attacks. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, if Modern was a turn 4 format, like it's supposed to be, maybe. But Modern's not a turn 4 format. This is probably Storm here. Temple? Blue Moon? I'm confused now. Looks like Storm. Storm doesn't play Temple of Epiphany though. Epiphany. Maybe they're just Storm and they're looking to go an extra turn. Alright, let's Daybreak. Mana Leak. Storm does not run Mana Leak. Can confirm this is not Storm. It's probably the Polymorph deck with the Goblin Mine, the Dwarven Mine, and then they just like Polymorph into an Emrakul and kill you. And like also opt in Storm, they want Sleight of Hand normally. Rancor. Opponent missed a land drop, so I think we're probably okay. Maybe the chip, maybe. I think it's more likely the Polymorph deck. A lot of people are playing it. You can put our opponent to 1 here so he can't fetch. Force of Negation alternate cast, so he's probably cycling an Archmage's Charm for the draw here. So Prismari command. Yeah, this is 100%. This is Emrakul combo here. I'm calling it. Opponent actually chose to own the Hyena Umbra then with the Archmage's Charm instead of drawing cards? Oh no. Oh no, opponent. Polymorph is a card that is pretty overpowered. We're just going to go to attacks here. Look to kill them. It destroys a creature you control, and then you reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. And then they just reveal an Emrakul because it's the only creature in their deck. They can play it with Through the Breach as well, so they have 2 ways to get it into play. But there's also some X-Cost card that does it as well now. We probably have to like semi-respect Blood Moon. I think we have to respect the Polymorph combo as well though. I don't like Aqueous Form here, and Staggering Insight is sort of awkward because it's at 2 mana and they have remans and mana leaks. I think we minus like 1 Staggering Insight there. We're on the draw. We can minus a land. We'll minus a Hallowed Fountain. Minus a Stalker because it's slow as well. Blue cards are, we've got 4, 8, 12, 15. That's enough. Cool. We'll give you one of these. Card. There we go. That's Polymorph. It's a blue 4 mana sorcery. Yeah. We keep this from Bogle's, but it's pretty weak. We have like a little bit of play around Blood Moon. I think we just lose this match and go to game 3. I can't really imagine a 7 that's amazing. Opponent, Temple, Scry, pass. Opponent just said in chat, hard match, sad face, and I was like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure you're on Polymorph, man. I'm kind of terrified against that Polymorph deck. So he knows how scared we are now. If he's just Blue Moon, I mean, we have a chance. It's Rancor. Windswept Teeth into play. Attack for 3. Okay, I stand corrected. It's not Polymorph. I'm a dingus. I'm never resolving another creature. Alright, it is Blue Moon. That is so confusing, man. Temple, Scry, top. Alright, we'll try for our guy. I'll try for its second main. In case he like hard skips or skips to land step or something odd. It's unlikely people do that, but I like to try and get the like cheap effect there. Cool. Our creature's gone. Alright, we're in trouble. Lure us to hand. Guess we have like decent game at this point. Archmage's Charm is fine. We'll counter that madcap experiment. Don't mind if I do. I got a breeding pool here. Actually, I should be getting the forest. Never mind. It's a bit foolish. Find Seal of Primordium. Good find. So we get that stalker back from our graveyard. Value. Let's go. Ethereal Armor. A Rankle. Bogle from the grave. Do this like pre-attacks. I think I'm just happy with the Stalker, attacking with the Stalker and making them have the block. Making them have to remove it instead of anything else. I'll leave Seal of Primordium in hand. It's bad if he casts Blood Moon while we're tapped out. But in... There's that fucking Through the Breach, man. Jesus, dude. One, two, three, four, five, six. Or six here. Has to be that, right? Oh, we got a negative. Okay, we dealt like a bunch of damage to ourselves. Okay. So it's not polymorph. We can take these Path to Exiles out. Bring back in our land. Bring back in our Stalker. Bring back in Staggering Insight. Emrakul. Alright, well, we'll just run it back. A hand with, obviously a hand with life gain in there would have made that a different game. Ooh, wow, lucky us. Lucky us. I think we keep this one. Bottom the Scout? Yeah. I think we actually go for Breeding Pool with this hand. Alright. Exciting stuff. Hey, we did it. Let's go. Staggering Insight time. No force of negation, please. He puts that card to the bottom. We resolve. We attack. We draw. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Hyena Umbred hand. Good. Opponent could have Anger of the Gods. Guess the way I've done this, I'll represent Stubborn Denial. I was thinking of going Invisible Stalker, but it doesn't make enough sense to me. Alright. So we still get to attack for a bunch. Draw some cards maybe. Snapcaster Opt is fine. Like, we do have lethal from our next attack, so that's really nice. I'm gonna hold up Force of Negation. Yes, I play the Curious Obsession in my end step actually. Last turn. Do I want to counter this? Maybe not. Because I can attack and put my opponent to 1 and then I still don't win. And then we can play the Invisible Stalker second main. We can't play any of our Curious Obsessions or they'll fall to the graveyard. But now we have technically lethal next turn, or lethal through a fetch land. Temple's Cry. Alright, Force Pitch Curious, and that's the win for us. So we go... we go 3 and 2 here this league. That one... let's change the loadout to this one. And get rid of that chat box. Alright, well, I mean... overall, the deck did a very good job, in my opinion. We went 3 and 2. We built Eldrazi-tron, which is not a super common thing. I actually had the wrong list up there. This is the correct list here. That was me looking for a green-white Bogle list, splashing blue for Stubborn Denial for Gear Bear there. But yeah, I think it's fine. I think Aqueous Form is okay, and it's got good synergy here. With our Force of Negations, with looking for our life gain, with looking for our sideboard cards. I honestly think the sideboard is fine here. And I don't see a reason to change any of the card numbers currently. So yeah, that is going to be it from me today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the stream. Enjoyed the video for those of you on YouTube. I will stick around for a couple of minutes if you have any other questions. Other than that, I'll be heading off shortly afterwards. So thanks for joining and have a great day, guys. Yeah, I think Curious Obsession is like pretty strong. Obviously, it can fall off if your opponent cryptic taps you down, or if they have a big enough creature that they can chump block you. It's sort of a liability, but most of the time it's a high enough upside that it's just really, really powerful, and you do want it in play. And I do like the way I've constructed the land base with the breeding pool in there for Glade Cover Scout hands, so you can go Glade Cover Scout into Curious Obsession and draw your stuff. We didn't see Deafening Silence this league, but obviously good against Storm, good against Prowess, and it's also good against those Jeskai Ascendancy decks I versed last week. That was pretty wild. Yeah, well, that's it, guys. It doesn't look like